So
In.
we're projecting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Feast of Dice channel. I am your DM, Elijah Goodall, pronouns they, them. And this is our brand new Tuesday stream, City of Fortune. So we've done a few sessions of this, but we haven't streamed any yet. So I'm going to go around and have all the players introduce themselves and give us a little bit about the character that they're playing, and then I'm going to do a little recap, and we're going to get into it. But we start with Dirk.
Hello, my name is Sean, and I am playing Dirk Legrog. Dirk is a hobgoblin from the city. They are a bard, formerly from a group called Golden and Legrog, known for their whimsical songs about life, love, and living in the big city. They put this ragtag team together to do a job which involves getting Dirk's songbook back from his former partner. And yeah, he just is kind of a carefree guy and goes with the flow.
Yeah, gotta get that songbook back. It's like a little piece of yourself is missing. Um, that brings
Dirk is
us
still bummed.
to Makana.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and my character is Makana. She's an Eladrin druid who has some history with some of the ruling people within the city of that we are in. She is currently kind of just wandering around after losing everything that she had in a fire that happened when she was asleep smoking, and is now kind of just looking for a new adventure and trying to find as many new alcohols that she can try.
Um, yeah, I think also famously the like our very first session. I think you rolled like a nat 20 perception check to loot the burning chowder hole for alcohol and found a very special
Yes.
bottle with your mysterious to you, but with your family's little vintage seal stamped
Mhm.
onto it and a date. That I think that brings us all the way over to track. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. It's Rupert.
Hi, my name's Kyle. I'm playing Rupert Thelevlal, the Haringen assassin rogue. Rupert's very sardonic. He has a gambling problem and a large number of outstanding debts he owes to underworld crime bosses. He's good with a crossbow. He's quick, agile, and yeah,
Love it. Don't we all have outstanding debts to a number of
yeah. Who
underground
among us?
crime bosses? Who among us? Uh, and last but not least, we are missing one of our players tonight, Virginia Slim, which means that our last player to do their introduction, that would be Track.
Hi, yeah. I'm Kyle, also Kyle number two. Playing Tractor, a 16-year-old half orc barbarian, who's really just kind of stoked to prove himself in battle, even though he does come from royalty. His family is all up in that wheat, and they also make mead. He is afflicted with a familial curse, possible familial curse, where every so often he is teleported to a location that's within like 25 miles of where he was. That also comes with a haunted sickle that talks to only me. Except sometimes that's not always
I
true,
think we did establish
and
last time that Virginia could hear the sickle too.
it is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
And like Makana, the sickle is seeking out the finest of wines.
Yes, that's true. Very in your first session, decided to become a sommelier
He did.
and
Hmm.
pursue some lifelong goals after being the ancestral family weapon for who knows how long.
We're so terrifying that we chose something very close combat. So it's like, come at me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me do the recap and then we'll get right into it. Like Sean said, Dirk Legrog, formerly of Golden and Legrog, put this crew together to try and retrieve their old songwriting journal from former partner Robin Golden, who right now is holed up in the Eladrin district of Niset, currently living there off of an art grant that they received after their hit theater production Elfland, shortly after splitting with you, Dirk, took the City of Fortune, Gavere, I should say, Gavere, the City of Fortune, by storm. They are currently holed up preparing for their next theater debut, which happens in just a few weeks. In order to kind of get all your ducks in a row and figure out how to get your party into Niset, which requires a passport to travel into, it's even though it's all the same city, there are different districts, and the Eladrin district is a little more discerning than others on who they allow in. In trying to get this or find a way, I should say, into the Eladrin district, you've kind of been all over the place. And when last we left, the crew was in an underground bare knuckle boxing ring underneath the Goblin district, a familiar haunt of Rupert known as the Barrel Roll. And after an unsuccessful attempt at swiping the passports that you were there to get off the backup dancers who have been hired by Robin Golden to perform in this new theater production, you find yourselves all in the ring, currently about to fight the reigning champion at the Barrel Roll for the last few weeks, a large tiger tabaxi by the name of Strom Estrega. Immediately before the fight started, there was also some additional chaos when a small blue goblin revealed themselves as an enforcer and attempted to arrest all of you under the pretense of, I believe, attempting to solicit drugs from this particular goblin.
I just want to say I'm sorry.
We are entering into absolute chaos and also combat, because at the end of last session, you all rolled your initiative order. And I've rolled initiative order for the various other combatants in this ring right now. And that's how we're starting out, is with this fight. Without further ado, Dirk, you got a 23 on initiative, so the first turn in combat goes to you. I will remind you, you are all in the ring. Dirk, as you look around, you see, just kind of like they've already nodded off and in falling asleep, the Horcrib or Hermit Crab person, Virginia Slim, has immediately fallen asleep, almost like a narcoleptic tick or something, and slowly they've just been started to withdraw into the shell that is strapped 2 tracks back. You look around, Strom in front of you, flexing massive biceps, sharp claws, fangs, the threatening, leering smile of a tiger pulling back their jowls to reveal even sharper teeth. And that small blue guy, like several Aarakocra enforcers are also behind, trying to control the crowd, as there's a little bit of chaos now, with them having jumped into the ring as well, to try and perform this arrest. Dirk, what do you do?
Oh, fuck, man. The Tabaxi's still holding, like, the head, right, of the victim, the other guy he was supposed to fight.
The other guy you were supposed to fight, yeah.
I'm gonna, like, whip out my rapier, but I'm gonna, like, look at the, like, enforcer cops and be like, this fucking dude is carrying a head and murdered someone, and you're coming after me? What the fuck, dude?
Hey, listen, I mean, murder here in the custody, it's perfectly legal. We're here on this is a, how would I put this? Well, it's a federal business that we're here on.
So you're saying if I kill you, you can't do anything about it?
I mean, I don't love that you put it that way, but if there were witnesses.
All right, well, like, if I take care of this murder, can we maybe talk about community service or something?
there should be no murder. You're under arrest. You are coming with us. And if you don't come with us, then I'm going to have to take you in by force.
Hey, yo, we're in the middle of a fight here. I'm here to prove myself. So if you're going to arrest anybody, you got to wait until after the battle.
Dirk, if you're not taking an action, Strom is next in the initiative order, and you see that they drop the head. Okay.
Dirk hears that and says, "Fuck you, pig." He goes, "Fuck you, pig," and he fucking jabs him.
That's very hurtful.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
And shoot. How many cops are there?
Currently in the ring, it's only that goblin. So it's just Goblin and Strom. The rest of those Aarakocra
Come on, guy,
enforcers
get
are
out of
still
the
kind of
ring.
like in the crowd as it's breaking out into chaos, and they're trying to control the crowd.
Nah. You aren't
Yeah,
gonna be a part of this.
Yeah, he says "fuck you, pig," and he turns and to Strom, and he's gonna cast Vicious Mockery on him.
Okay.
My cantrips.
Let's go.
And,
That is a wisdom
Dirk's
save
gonna-
for me. Right?
Yes. So you need to hit a 14.
That is a 6 on the die
Okay.
for it. I mean, a total of 10, but it's not good enough.
Yeah. So fail. You take 1d4 psychic damage, which you're only gonna take 1 psychic damage.
Okay.
But you're gonna have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Ooh, okay.
And with Vicious Mockery, Dirk says, like, "Man, you just killed this guy in cold blood. What a fucking coward, dude."
Why you say this word to me? Why you say coward? I'm coward for killing a lesser opponent.
Yeah, you didn't give him a fair shot. You're a coward, dude. And Dirk is gonna kind of like strafe to the side while he's saying that to keep focus on him while he's like running to the side.
Okay.
Away from the cops, obviously.
Then I give you fair shot. Dirk, if that's it for you, are you moving around to like take some space from the cop and also kind of get in a flanking position for
Yeah.
Strom? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That is Dirk, if that's your turn. That's Strom. Strom sees you wait around. The grimace only gets larger as the lips curl back. And Rupert, Strom makes eye contact with you. He's going to come in swinging. The claws are out. Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay. Strom comes in, claw swiping down. Rupert is going to hit you for six bludgeoning damage as just the pads wallop you on the side of the head. With the back, like kind of in the same fluid motion, they whip around with their back leg. Dirk, and that is, does a 16 also hit for you, Dirk?
Yarp.
Dirk, you're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as the foot just boom connects with the side of your face and you feel an explosion inside your head. That
All right, that's fair. Fuck,
that
that's
is
fair.
it for Strom. They they're going to like get back into a defensive position. They're not moving anywhere though. That's their turn. Rupert, that's you.
Rupert looks around to see if there's any high ground he can jump to within 10 feet from where he's at.
You're in a flat ring here. I mean, the ceiling is, 60 feet above you. You're kind of like in this
Okay.
big arena dome right now.
So there's not much. Would. Okay. I'm thinking. Would stepping outside the ring give me disadvantage on attacks?
Stepping outside the ring wouldn't give you disadvantage. And I mean, ducking down behind it after your turn, you could get full cover. You'd have to use your. Actually, I don't think you have cunning action yet at level 1. Like if you move away now, Strom is like immediately you're right there, so you're in his threatened area. So if you retreat backwards, Strom's going to get an attack of opportunity against you.
My rabbit hop allows me to move without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Okay, then yeah, you definitely can hop on the other side of the barrier.
I think since I'm low health, I'm gonna do that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try and jump over the ring out of reach without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Cool.
Are we using weapons in this fight?
You're not supposed to be using weapons. Give me. Ooh, let's call this. I'm gonna call it a perception check right now.
Perception check.
There's also an argument to be made that could be an investigation check, if you'd prefer to do that.
I already rolled my perception check. I rolled an 8.
Okay. On an 8, I mean, what you're getting right now is that like Strom is out for blood. It would not be the first time that someone has died in the ring at the barrel roll. It is technically against the rules to use anything other than like, you know, what the good gods above gave you in a fight like this.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you're all kind of on the ropes right now.
Okay, well, Rupert takes this into consideration and goes, well, they can't arrest me twice. And he pulls out his crossbow.
Great.
And Rupert's going to... Do I have advantage? No advantage. I can't sneak attack.
No advantage, no.
All right, so just gonna roll attack.
Okay.
It says I have a crossbow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I have a short bow equipped, so I'm just gonna shoot. I'm gonna roll that.
Cool.
Oh, so I rolled damage. What do I roll for to see if it hits? It's a 20.
Yeah, D20, and then add your modifier for your crossbow attack.
So I
So I believe
rolled
that's
a
proficiency plus
17.
dex.
Ooh.
So proficiency plus dex would be 17 plus 4 plus 2, so 23 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits. Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
And I rolled 6 damage.
Okay.
That's a crit, right?
60. It's not a crit. You would have had to roll a natural 20 to get a crit, but you're doing as a monk. Strom does have an ability called, like, he can basically deflect ranged attacks up to a certain amount of damage. I'm gonna roll right now for it. That is only a 2 plus level plus. You said it was 6 damage coming across. That bolt comes. You see, without batting an eye, Strom just brings up a massive paw, grabs it, like a mere half-inch away from his left eye, and is going to burn a key point to throw that back.
Fuck.
That is only a. That is
on a
only a.
2.
It's like an 8. It's like an 8 to attack. So it's the like whips that crossbow back. Rupert, you duck out of the way, and it just lodges in a post behind you. Do you have any? I guess you leapt out of the way, which I think that was a. Well, that's just your movement action. Do you have a bonus action at all?
That was my bonus action,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
So, I still have movement.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you can
I'm
move.
gonna run. Rupert's gonna run for the door.
Okay.
Rupert's like about to die.
Strom looks around at all of you. You call this fight? Your rabbit is running already. That would have been Virginia's turn, but track Virginia is sound asleep and withdrawn into her shell on your back. Makana, that's you.
Great track. I think everyone knows what needs to happen here, and we're all really going to rely on you. You got to get sexy again. We're depending on the sexiness of your young, supple body to literally saves our lives. Right? So, gonna put this all on you. I'm gonna duck behind the track, and I have a herbalism kit in my bag. I'm gonna try to do some real makeshift quick stuff to try to come up with a potion. Can I use that as an action?
I'll let you tell me what kind of a potion you're trying to whip up on the fly.
I'm trying to whip up, because I do have medical equipment in my bag. I'm going to try to whip up some healing potions. I think everyone's going to die right now.
God, making a healing potion.
How do you feel?
Not at level 1.
Okay, never mind.
I do have, as a druid, do you have, you're out of everything but cantrips, huh?
I could. Yeah, that's probably too. Okay. And besides that, then if I don't have that as an option, what I am gonna do is I am going to, I am just gonna cast guidance, I guess,
okay.
I'm gonna cast it on Dirk, because Dirk, I think, because it doesn't work for attacks. It only works for
ability checks. Yep.
So I'm gonna cast it on Dirk for the next round.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think Dirk, you get I think you have 10 minutes or something before it wears off.
Yeah.
And it's as many ability checks as you want. You could add a D4 too. Okay, Makana, if that's your turn, you are you've taken cover behind Track. You cast guidance on Dirk. Track, it's your turn.
Brad,
What?
I also think I gave you bardic inspiration at the end of last session that you didn't
Yes. Which means you have a D6 that you can apply towards any roll except for a damage roll. So saving throw, ability check, or an attack roll.
Well, I was planning on throwing this little douche at the guy, but if I just have to be sexy, I can do that.
use. Wait, dude, you're 16?
We've established this. Go ahead and just make me a general. It's a persuasion check right now.
It's a straight up 1, bruh.
Is it a nat 1 on the die?
It's straight up 1.
You go to just really strike a pose. Your foot goes into the head that Strom has cast on the ground, and there's just sort of a crunch, and you kind of slip, and blood from the head sprays up, gets in your eye. It's kind of a mess. As you start to wipe the blood out of your eyes. Persuasion check, I'll let that happen for free. You've still got action, bonus action, and movement. What do you want to do with it?
I still want to pick up the little douche and throw him at him.
Okay. Are you trying to pick up the little blue goblin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First thing, give me a grapple check to pick up this little guy. He's going to contest it.
Don't forget you can add bardic wisdom or bardic inspiration.
You
Okay,
can.
I'm
I
gonna
will
do that
tell
'cause-
you, he got a what is his acrobatics? Got a total of 23 on acrobatics, so you have to hit a 23 or higher on an athletics check.
There's no way. I got 8, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, even the
save that
D6.
bardic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to grab this little guy, just completely collapses less than almost folds his ribs and his legs in and just right out from between your hands. You gotta get up a little early in the morning to get one over on Enforcer Beans.
Your name's Beans?
My name's Pete Beans, yeah. You wanna make a thing of it?
Kinda do.
Okay. Well, what's the thing?
Well, it's a dumb name.
That's okay. Well, what's your name, big guy?
I'm Tractor from the family
Oh,
tour.
Tractor.
Know your rights. Never tell him your name. Know
wanna-
your rights. You're too young. Know your rights.
Hey, quiet. You're not part of this conversation. Well, listen here, Tractor. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna make a little history check for Enforcer Beans. Hold on a minute. Did you say Tor was your family name?
Yeah?
Fuck. Okay. All right.
That's what I thought.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna help. You're in a bad situation here. I'm just gonna tell you. It is Track, right? Listen. You're gonna want to get out of here. I can pretend I never saw you. Make all this, if you can just get out of here. You're gonna make my life a lot easier. You're also gonna make your own life a lot easier. So if we could just maybe, hey, I didn't see you here.
Gauging by the way that you're talking to me, I think that we both know that my life is pretty easy. And it's yours that's about to get real complicated. So how about you get out of here so I can finish my fight and prove myself, and then we can all just go about our things.
Give me an intimidation check real quick.
I swear to God. Nat 20.
God. Fuck. Enforcer Beans looks at you. Oh, fuck. That's all right. Listen, I'm gonna level with you. I can't. If I go back without, I think, like, right now, just for flavor, Dirk, we're gonna say, you're just dodgy right now you are like in the fight of your life with Strom. You're not going to take any damage from it, but you were just absolutely getting slapped around. He's toying with you at this point while this whole conversation is going on. Beans looks at you, Track, and then looks down at Makana, who is kind of like crouched down by you. Listen. I hate to get you involved in this. It's just if I go back to my superiors without, look, I'll level with you. We've got no grounds to arrest you. You're trying to get a hold of drugs in the Goblin District. Or at the best I can give you is a slap on the wrist. I need what she's got in her bag. And if I go back without it, that's it for me. My career's over. It's done. No Enforcer Beans. It's just Pete Beans. And listen, I got a wife and like 11 kids in 3 different districts. If I lose this position, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, I'd say losing your position is the least of your worries at this point, considering who you're talking to right now.
Oh,
But seeing that I'm feeling pretty generous, I'm thinking that maybe you just go work for my family and none of this becomes an issue.
Tractor, help!
What?
Fuck!
Shut up, Bard.
What
So
does
you-
he want from my bag exactly?
I didn't mention, just gestured to the bag.
Okay.
Looks
You
up
know,
to
it's-
you, Track. You
It's
say,
kind of rude to look through a lady's purse.
listen, I don't have to look for it. The arcane signature that thing is putting off is, we
Whoa,
tracked you
are you
here.
saying you're scanning her now too? That's real creepy.
Okay, listen. I'm not scanning. That's not my job. I'm not a fucking wizard. I'm down here. I'm ground level. I'm like you, buddy. My body is on the line every
We're
day
not
of the
the same.
week.
Let's
Okay.
just stop.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. We're not the same. Listen, I'd like to go back to what you said earlier. You think you can get me a job working for your family?
Oh yeah, you'd be great for the field work.
Give me an insight check right now. Dirk, you're still just absolutely like at this point, Strom has got you by the leg and he's just swinging you around his head.
Could I make an acrobatic check to grab that powder that cop gave me and throw it in his face?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Sleight of hand check, actually.
Okay.
Forgot he gave
Give me a sleight of hand check. The DC right now, just to grab, because you've got the bag on you, right?
Yeah.
You're being whipped around. I think for Strom not to see it coming, I want you to get a 10 or higher, but to just grab it, Strom will see it coming, but is DC 5. So you're trying to hit a 10,
Okay.
but you need to get at least a 5.
Okay.
Track, what's
I got
that
it.
insight?
14.
Sleight of hand was 12.
Okay, we'll do the insight check first. Track, on the 14 insight, Pete Beans looks up at you. You can see there's a tear in one of his eyes. Hey, pal, listen. I mean, I know we just met. What you're offering me right now, you could, if you can get me a job with your family, if you can get me out of the enforcer business, you'd be changing my life, and you'd be changing the lives of my 11 kids and my darling wife.
I'm doing it for them. So, you're welcome.
Okay. Give me both Makana. Let's see, Makana, Rupert, and Track. All of you give me a perception check. And as you're calculating those perception checks, Dirk, you said you got a 12 on the sleight of hand? Oh, I think you might be muted.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, yep,
Can
I hear you now.
Cool. 9 plus 3 on
Okay, cool. On the 12, Strom doesn't see it coming. You grab the pack, you hit him. I'm going to make a constitution save for him. Pretty high. That is a 17. So he's going to kind of, what these powders? You just kind of drops you with a plop head over heels onto the ground. You fight dirty. You fight dirty. I like it when people fight dirty.
fuck.
You are tricking. There are 3 of you now. Now, which one? You see, he just picks up like a handful of dirt next to you, and it starts running through his hands, and then he just starts staring at the dirt as it sifts through his fingers. So fleeting.
I'm gonna
Our
look at the
lives.
officer and say,
Like
"Hey, this guy just tried to buy drugs
dust.
off me."
What was the perception checks?
18.
18?
17 plus 4 for me.
7. Oh, very high.
Wow.
Yeah.
Track?
I was a 17 as well.
Okay. All 3 of you are going to get a chance to react to this if you want to. Rupert, you would be the first one because you are still kind of like in a round of combat is 6. I think at this point, like, we kind of broke combat a little bit. You've been like tucked away on the stairs now, nursing that. You can feel that, like, from that blow, something feels off in your neck, and your collarbone might be broken. It's hard to, but you are feeling incredible pain right now. So as you're trying to catch your breath and collect yourself on the stairs, you notice of all the enforcers, of all the enforcers, like there were those other Aarakocra enforcers. They've kind of there's a lot of chaos breaking out now, especially after Strom tossing the head and Enforcer Beans hopping into the ring. So most of them are corralling sort of people. Where there are people still actively that want to be there for the fight, there are other people that are running away screaming. It's chaos right now. Rupert, you see an Aarakocra, kind of like a cockatoo head, a white comb that just kind of almost like turns ombre to red at the end and is slicked back in a very greasy way. This Aarakocra is just staring down at both Beans and Makana. And as they are walking towards the ring, you see they're about to get in the ring. You see them start to pull a knife out of their cloak. Do you react at all?
Is Rubert's? You said their collarbone might be broken. Can they like knock a bow?
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's just flavor, so it's
Okay.
not gonna impede your attacks in
All
any
right.
way.
Do I have the ability to sneak attack this assailant that's just pulled the knife?
Ooh, give me a stealth check. You're trying to beat their passive perception, which is just a 13. So if you get a 13 or higher on a stealth check, yeah,
I rolled a 27.
like a ghost.
Was that a natural 20 plus?
It was a natural 19 plus 8.
Uh,
Yeah. Go ahead and make that. You're making that attack roll with advantage.
Sneak attack. I rolled 6 damage.
Okay. Make the attack roll though. On top of the
Oh,
27.
sorry.
So you're hidden,
My
and then
bad.
you get to make that attack roll with advantage. So you just roll a d20 twice, and you take the higher one, and then add your attack
Oh,
bonus for
thank God.
whatever weapon.
Okay. Okay, I get to roll twice. Awesome. I rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20. So I'll take the nat 20.
So this you're critting with sneak attack damage on this,
So
which
it's
means
4 times damage?
it just means you're doubling the dice that you roll. So you get to roll 2d6 instead of 1d6 for your sneak attack, and then I'm assuming you're attacking with. Are you doing it with a dagger or?
Short bow.
Oh, you're so ranged.
Ranged, yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's 2d6 for the short bow on a crit, and 2d6 for the sneak attack. Plus your dexterity modifier.
So 2d6 on the short bow, and then
2d6
1d6 for the sneak attack?
No, you get to
Oh, for
double the
both.
sneak attack die too. So a total
so
of
4d6
4d6.
total.
Okay. So 8. 8. And then 2d6s for the sneak attack with that modifier. 2, 4. 8, 8, 2, 4. So 16, 18, 22.
Wait, 8 for 2d because you're rolling. You do 2d6 for the short bow.
Mm-hmm. That has a
On a
plus
crit,
4
and then-
modifier.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But it's piercing.
yeah,
Piercing damage.
20, 22. Rupert, this Aarakocra had 21 HP. Tell me what this looks like as you absolutely ice this guy from the back.
Goes clean through his head. Doesn't even know what happens to him. He blinks and just kind of falls.
Falls, kind of like tumbles, plops halfway over the ring. Beans turns around. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Okay, listen. Looks back, snaps back to you, Track. Listen, I don't have any right to ask you, but just imagine it's my 11 kids and my beautiful darling wife asking you. We got to get the fuck out of here.
All right, then let's get the fuck out of here.
You at this
Dirk's like
point,
doing this, because he's like tripping out, and he's like, guys.
at
hey,
this
guys,
point, go ahead and make me a Constitution save, Dirk.
18 on a Constitution save.
Cool. You're getting a little bit of sparklies, a little bit of like color rings, a little bit like your spatial awareness might be a little bit off. Strom is
like,
fully
this is-
sitting on the ground looking at the sand of the arena run through his fingers. So fleeting our lives, like grains of sand in the desert.
Dirk like takes a step back to get out of this thing, and he just goes, I downed him. I did it. And he's like jumping and running towards his team.
There's no one left to announce your victory. Like it's chaos. Like there's fights that have broken out outside of the ring, in the viewer stands. People are actively fighting over. But this is your chance. You do see, Rupert. You do that on your perception checks. Tracking Makani, you see that, like cocktail Aarakocra that was coming in your direction. You see them like fall dead halfway over the ring. The knife goes like out of their hand into the sand. You do see, you have seconds to act. You see the couple other Aarakocras like immediately see what has happened, and they're trying to fight their way through the crowd to you. What is the group doing?
Ooh, fuck. Well, I'm gonna pick up this little lady and then this little dude and try to get the fuck out of here.
I'm just gonna like jump onto his back. I'm gonna like kind of knock the shell onto like his stomach and just be like, it's fine. She'll be fine. And then I'm just gonna jump on his back.
You knock the shell. You're carrying 3 people now, including, granted, Virginia Slims is just like an oversized hermit crab, about the size of your torso, but give me an athletics check. You're just trying to hit I'm going to say for 3 people, you're trying to hit a DC 12 to not be hampered.
Literally a 12.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, you're going to...
Plus 3, so 15. Sorry.
Yeah, you're going to move your regular move speed to get out of here. Rupert, Dirk, are you following?
Yeah.
Rupert. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just catch up with the group and like, I did it, and then you'd see his eyes like widen. He's like, yo, do you ever think about like nothing's ever on fire, but like fire are on things? He's gonna like look at
Rupert wants to go investigate the body of the person he just shot.
Okay.
And
Again, you've got kind of like seconds to get before these extra. What I will do, I'll let you make an investigation check with disadvantage to like rapidly do it. If you make it straight, you will have to deal with 2 more Aarakocra that make it to your spot before you can get away. So it's up to you. If you want to make it flat and then deal with 2 more enforcers, or make it a disadvantage.
So am I in combat still, or am I out of combat?
We're kind of out of combat at this point.
Okay. Can I shout out to Makana to like? Oh, Makana's on. No, Makana's on the back.
Literally
side.
everyone is leaving except for you.
Well, like I'm 3 I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. All right. I'm gonna roll investigation with disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
All right. So. Okay. The lower roll was a 15.
Whew, okay. On a 15. Ooh, this is good. Rupert, you are like furiously patted. There is not much on like this Aarakocra, not dressed like the other enforcers. 15 investigation, you can tell this is specifically, they're working with the enforcers, but they are more oriented towards wet work. It's their job to get in and get out and not be seen as having anything to do. You don't find, you're like going through, there's no identifiers. You don't see a like a badge or any kind of and then you find sewn into, like, you're able to like get it quick. You feel it. You're very familiar with like ripping the lining on something and pulling it out. You feel a small token. You get it out of there. In this moment, you don't really have time to like look closer at the token. If you want to get at like those other two enforcers are close enough. They've almost got their hands on you. Are you following everyone else and getting out of here?
Is he wearing any valuables?
Not a thing, just that knife.
All right. Rupert's gonna dip.
Go. You're out of there. All of you go ahead. As you start to make your way through the chaos of this crowd, there are a lot of enforcers combing this crowd. They're going to be looking for you. I want a group stealth check from everyone, but the perception checks that are being made to spot you are going to be with disadvantage because there's a lot of chaos going on right now. So
a perception check and a stealth check?
Not just stealth checks from all of you.
I rolled
16
a
for me.
12.
That's already. Oof.
I rolled a 27. I have a very high stealth modifier.
Yeah.
12.
Okay.
I'm not stealthy.
Yeah, the perception, even those 12s, the perception is lower than that.
Yeah.
You are able to make it out of the chaos of the barrel roll with no further incident. As you emerge from the barrel roll into Urks, what is the group doing?
Well, I just want to tell you, Dirk, that you really held your own in there, and you should be proud because it was super hot.
Bro, dude, and Dirk
Bro.
is just kind of like patting him on the shoulder. He's high as shit at this point. He's like, you know, man, never thought of myself as a fighter, but thanks, dude. You all did great. I mean, fuck yeah, like I feel strong, you know.
You look great. The bruises are not that bad.
I mean,
face fucking
they're
hurts.
pretty. They're pretty. Track, you're looking at Dirk. He already is like, there's just like a purple bruise that looks like the color of an overripe plum that is half of his face.
Actually, it seems to be getting progressively worse. Fuck.
Yeah, man. I can't really feel it because whatever that powder I used to not get split in two by that tiger, is doing fucking wonders, bro. But, you know, I think I need to sleep. And he's just kind of like, he's like concussed.
Where's the group headed? Unfortunately, you weren't able to obtain the passports that you went there to get from the backup singers for Robin Golden's band. You're in Urks. You don't know how close on your trail, but there are enforcers back in the barrel roll actively searching the area for you. Where are you all headed?
Remind me, did one of the did they tell Makana where they were going on their way out? I know we failed our checks, but there was something that they said. I can't remember.
She told me that she would like find me again, but that was while
Okay.
we were at the base. So now that we're leaving, we're kind of back to nothing, I think.
Maybe.
You could, I mean, all of you, if you want to, there are like people actively coming out of the barrel. If you all want to give me perception checks to try and spot them and pick up on their trail again, you can. I'm going to say the DC, it's pretty chaotic in here. One of you is going to need to hit at least a 15.
I hit 23.
Rupert, you see those 3 water nymphs. Excuse me, I think 4. I think it was 4 water nymphs total. You see them emerge from the barrel room and kind of peel off in a different direction towards the northern end of it, like the closest exit here to get out of the Goblin District is going to be to the north, and that is where they are headed currently. If you want to try and tail them, you're free to do it. If you're trying to like keep it subtle, I'll need one more group stealth check.
All right, Rupert wants to propose that he goes alone, just so we don't get spotted, and then I can like report.
For sure, you could even. I mean, you could just follow at a much greater. The rest of you could just follow at a much greater distance. If you want to let Rupert kind of like take the lead on this.
Yeah,
Hey, my stealth was 18 this time. I feel like I'm getting better.
yeah, I rolled a 19 on stealth too.
Oh shit!
Hey, y'all ever
All right.
about like your first birthday is technically your second birthday?
I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure this guy's concussed.
Yeah, I would concur.
Fuck, that means
Hey.
I'm like
Can
I'm
you
like
daydream
30.
at
I'm like
night?
38 now.
All right, I'm gonna try and follow them. If you want to tag along, you're welcome to. But I'm gonna go follow them. So do I need another stealth check, or
I do
is
need a
this
stealth.
my-
Yeah, stealth check from you.
All right,
I love how the concussed guy got a 18 in stealth.
10.
Just a
Just a
Rupert.
10.
Rupert.
I used all my luck.
Dirk and Track are sneaking much better than like you look, and they're kind of like they're already gone, like shadows against the buildings, slinking along. You look around, you realize you're directly underneath a downlight, and one of the water nymphs looks back, sees you, her eyes go wide. She says something to the other ones, and they all break into a run.
All right.
You don't even know them like I do. Why did you do that?
I wanted to see where they were going.
Hey, do y'all ever think about like how turtles can never have sleepovers because they always sleep at home, like in their shell?
We need to get him to rest.
Oh man, I can't with this guy. These are not things that I usually have the time to think about, and it's really
Sir,
it's been a day for me. So
Hey, dude, it's all right. Like social anxiety is basically just conspiracy theories about yourself. So like, no worries, man.
fuck. I gotta get some sleep. I can't. These are so many new
Dirk throws
ideas.
up.
Dirk, you threw up, and then you feel absolutely fine.
Whew. Oh man, why can't I see out of one of my eyes? Holy shit!
Yeah, you are in just absolutely mind-boggling pain. This half of your face feels like it is falling off of your skull. Anyone who wants to, Dirk, you don't get to. Anyone that wants to can go ahead and make me a perception check real quick.
Eight.
Okay.
12.
22.
Makana, you are the only one to see this. Dirk throws up. Multicolor. It's pretty smooth. Like, there's not really, at the risk of getting nasty, there's not a lot of chunks in this. It's just kind of like a smooth, slimy, like, and there it is on the ground. You know, Dirk collects himself. The rest of the group starts to move on. Makana, you see that the vomit on the ground congeals into a uniform puddle and then just slowly begins to like slide away towards an alley.
I'm gonna try to follow it.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow it, no problem. It's not you kind of start to get down the alley. If anyone else is looking at Makana, they would notice this, but it starts to slip down the alley. It sort of stops for a second, and a little pseudopod kind of like comes up and turns to face you, Makana. It pauses for a second, and the pseudopod retracts and it picks up its pace. It's doubled its pace now. It's moving much quicker down the alleyway. Are you going to continue to pursue it?
Yes.
Okay. You start chasing it. At this point, you're going to have to start running to keep up with it. It is moving fast down the alleyway. All of you don't see you didn't spot the vomit moving away. What you do see is just Makana, without saying anything to anyone, just starts sprinting down this alleyway to the side. Makana running that way. The water nymphs with the passports into Niset, the Eladrin district, running in an opposite direction down the street. What does the group do?
Well, she was on my back. I don't remember.
I slipped out at this point. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I just hang out because everyone's gone, and now I'm like kind of lonely.
McConnell's leaving. All right. We should probably fall. Hey, and Dirk just kind of like starts holding one eye, is just like staggering after her, and then just trips and falls. And he goes, I think I need to, and he just kind of starts curling up on the ground.
Okay. So Dirk is curled up on the ground. You've still got Enforcer Beans tucked in one arm. Track and Rubert, are you going to take off after the nymphs? Are you taking off after Makana? And Track, what are you doing?
Rupert's like really beaten up and kind of borderline immobile. Rupert can't really run anywhere.
Okay.
Tractor, I think you should go with her. Rupert, I think my parents live around here somewhere. Maybe we can crash there.
That's very convenient. I'm all for that.
Okay. So you're gonna go find your parents' house to crash. And Track, you're taking after Makana?
Yeah, might as well. If they're gonna hang back, I think I could just leave the shell here and lighten my load, and then go after Makana,
Okay.
just to make sure she's cool.
Yeah, you put Virginia down and you take off after Makana. Makana, you are running through
Cool.
the
Cardio.
alleyway, trying to keep up with this strange little slime creature that Dirk vomited up. It's nighttime. It makes it busy here in the Goblin District. As you are running, kind of like you blow by, there's crowds of people kind of spilling out of taverns and into the street. You hear dozens of drunken goblins trying their best at bar songs, interrupting each other. You can kind of hear down other main thoroughfares small fights breaking out. Pretty common for Urks. You're able to keep the gleam of this little slime creature in your sights, and eventually you end up cornering it. It slides into a little alleyway and realizes it has nowhere to go. One of its little pseudopods comes up and looks at you. Give me an insight check real quick.
$13.
On a 13, as you approach it closer, you see the little pseudopod that's looking... It really does look like, you don't see an eye, but it really does seem like this might be a sensory organ of some type. It's facing you, and you can see it's just shaking. It's scared. As you get closer, you hear it make a little...
I'm gonna like kneel down like a little bit and kind of like just like approach it like it's like a scared dog, and I'm gonna be like, "Shh, it's okay. I'm not gonna kill you right now, as long as you don't turn into something worse. I want to just know what you are. And I'm just gonna get like a little bit of like an empty bottle that I have, and I'm just gonna kind of like put it out there and like kind of just like let it smell it and like sniff it, like see if it maybe wants to find a new home, kind of.
I like this. Roll me a persuasion check, but I'm going to let you roll it with advantage because you can see as it moves its little pseudopod sensory organ forward, it like feels around. It starts to like kind of get close to the edge of the vial, almost like it enjoys the fact that like these vials have been used for like arcane or, you know, potion making. But give me a persuasion check with advantage.
12.
On a 12. A little check for this. Yeah. In an instant, as soon as like its pseudopod makes contact with the edge of the vial, it just immediately sucks in and perfectly fills the space of the vial.
Gotta catch 'em all.
A tiny little pseudopod rises out of the vial to look at you again. Track, at this point you've caught up with Makana, so you see her standing there, this little slime, like, I would say, I mean, not opalescent, like it's, yeah, really opal, like it's colors shift. So it's almost like a quickly changing mood ring, kind of, as it oscillates these different colors that move throughout its body.
Whoa, am I high or is this like really happening? It looks
I mean,
like
probably because of, you know, all of the dust that was just thrown in the ring, but like, you know, this is also just really cool.
it's like if snot was beautiful.
I hope so, nice.
I, I kind of want to touch it. I just gotta go and go like a coochie underneath its chin.
Yeah, give me a little persuasion check.
Just so we're clear, you're petting my vomit.
It's real cute.
Just to remember where we're at. Sometimes it's easy to forget.
14.
14. That little pseudopod comes out of the vial and you kind of go to chuck it under the... And it sort of like smooths out.
See? He's like super chill.
Should we name him?
How about like Gunk? You look like a gunk.
Gunk.
You see this little slime thing sort of makes a pocket in there, like almost the way that Gak does when it makes a little pocket in the vial and then presses that out, and it goes gunk.
Oh, you know its name is already.
It's first words.
Gunk.
Well, Gunk, looks like you're part of our team now. I mean, you are related to one of the best dudes I know, and that's Dirt.
You should go meet your father.
That familial relationship is real important. You gotta start early, as soon as possible. We could totally stop for some McDonald's, but it might slow us down a bit.
You see the McDonald's in the Goblin District, like you just see like the torch go out in the window.
Oh, I guess they've been closing down earlier because of
Just missed it.
because of all the riots.
Are you headed back to the group?
Yeah.
Okay. You head back to the group, this new little party member in tow, or rather in the vial. Rupert, Dirk, Dirk's not wrong. Just like, I don't know, a 5-minute walk from here, you approach the old family home. Dirk, do you let Rupert know as you're headed here that, there was a time, Dirk, when you were, Golden and Legrog was at its height before you chose to part after experiencing creative differences, where you didn't have it great. Certainly you were never as successful as Robin has been on his own, but you did okay for yourself. But for the last couple months, you have moved back in at home. Do you let Rupert know that you've been living at home?
Yeah, while they're walking back, Dirk is saying, "All right, man. So like, my parents are pretty cool. Donald, that's my dad. He's a hard ass. He's like old school. My mom, Diana, she's really sweet, but she drinks a lot. They used to be like conquerors and like raiders back in the day, but they're taking it easy. And I know like I'm paying you on a job, but like, due to the economy and like, all that, I had to move back in. So like, just respect the house, respect my parents' rules, and we can crash, and then we can get on the next day. Is that all right with you?"
Rupert heard one thing out of all that, and Rupert goes, "She drinks a lot, does she? Perfect. Let's go. I could use a drink."
Yeah, it's really sad. It's kind of tearing my family apart, but yeah.
Well, let's get those drinks out of her hands and into mine.
Dirk just looks detested. He's like staring off.
You, before too long, arrive at home. I think Mikana and Trek, your little detour didn't take you. You're able to catch up with the group, and you all arrive at Dirk's family home. Dirk, door is unlocked, left open for you. There's a couple lanterns on in the house, lighting it up. You see a note. Actually, kind of like right on the table on the inside of the door where your parents usually leave things for you, that just says, "Gone for a few days. Your dad decided to take me on a little getaway to High Quarter. It's our anniversary this weekend, so we'll be
Dirk
back."
reads that, he's like, "Mom's gonna get blasted." No context. No one else knows why I said.
Beans is going to speak up. "That seems like a weird thing to. I don't know if I feel comfortable staying here anymore.
Actually,
Maybe I'll take the
No,
couch. I'll take the couch.
No,
I'm going
my
to stay out of
parents
the
are
beds."
gone. They went to High Court. It's actually their anniversary.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I hope they have fun. Sounds great.
apparently they're going to.
I wish I was
Hey,
home with
if
my
your
wife.
mom hadn't gotten blasted before, you wouldn't be here. So, all is well that ends well.
That is true. My mom always spoke about my dad in a way like they first met. They were just destroying a village, like on the outskirts of the city.
I thought
and
you were gonna say they were destroying each other.
Well, my mom got a look at his cum gutters and really just went in. My mom always talks about Donald's cum gutters. And
Listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. And here's the thing: it's not my mom, it's not my dad. So I got to reiterate, I've got no problem with it. you seem to talk with a lot of. You're very comfortable talking about your parents. It's what would it sound to me
Hey.
like to be an explicitly sexual relationship.
Cum gutters are really hard to get. So if he
Oh,
can,
no,
like,
I'm
compliment
aware.
his dad's cum gutters, then
Yeah.
that's
Okay, well,
positive
you know what?
masculinity.
I
Rupert
think
has already raided the liquor cabinet to forget this interaction as quickly as possible. This is what
Well,
Rupert's
they're
doing.
more like sperm pools now because my dad has a belly now, but like
okay, I'm
That's
gonna
about
be
it.
on the couch. Everyone, good night.
Dirk
Well-
makes sandwiches for everybody with whatever's at the.
Can we leave out the sperm pool at a
Enforcer Pete Beans is already out on the couch, just zonked.
Dirk tucks him in and puts a sandwich right next to him, and he gives everyone sandwiches.
Lovely. You give everyone sandwiches. In this little downtime moment at the house as you're all preparing to take a long rest, Rupert, go ahead and give me. You kind of like you feel that token again in your pocket that you cut out of the jacket of
Yeah.
that cockatoo, Eric Coker. Go ahead and give me a history check.
6.
On a 6, you see a small symbol on it. It just looks like almost like a little just like a laurel or like a little crown of leaves almost. They look like, out of this kind of like on the token itself, the token is carved out of brass, but there's a variation of color to these leaves, so it almost looks like this little autumnal laurel. You don't recognize it from anything.
Hmm. Is there anybody in my party that's still awake that might? Is there any other?
You tell
Is
me
there anything?
who's nodding off right away, and who's got some little irons on the fire that they want to do before
I
they go to
am
bed.
so juiced right now. I still haven't been able to fight, so I'm down for whatever.
Rupert's worried if he gives Track the medallion. Is it a medallion? Is it a token? You said.
It's just a little token, about so big.
Dirk is cleaning up the kitchen and he's pouring wine for Makana. Makana, you probably know this is like box wine.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it, and I'm already doing that, and I'm also holding the puke in my palm, just kind of like petting the jar and kind of like cooing to it a little bit.
What is that? My fucking puke? What the fuck?
It's your
is that?
son, and I am raising him.
Whoa. I think
His
I'm
name's
so
Gunk.
confused. Oh, hi, little fella. How are you? Gunk LeGrog. Okay, bud.
Give me a little persuasion check, Dirk, as you interact with your vomit for the first time.
You said persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I still have the ring that Rupert gave me, so that's a plus.
Oh,
8.
did you end up? So Rupert gave
I
you
was
the
gonna
ring.
ask about the ring.
Yeah, I will
never
tell
gave it
you,
back.
Dirk, you have an extra +4 to charisma now, which adds another 2 to your modifier.
So 20 charisma.
Shoof.
Bet.
That is going to be a 17.
Okay. On a 17, you reach out and I already forgot what is this thing's name?
Gunk.
Gunk. Yeah. Gunk is going to sort of multiple pseudopods reach out almost like fingers and just reach back to sort of almost like two hands holding your hand as you reach out.
This is like the cutest, but also the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Don't talk about it, dude. I might make a sibling for them right now. That sandwich went down wrong. Well,
That'd be
hi,
nice.
buddy. Well, Gunk, how are you alive, dude?
Makana, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check on this. There's some grounds here that you might be able to recognize what's going on.
9.
No idea. This is a wild, wild thing that you are encountering right now.
I don't really know, but I think sometimes if you just want companionship enough, that this is what happens. And I'm kind of just like drinking, and as I'm drinking, I'm just like, yeah, that's definitely it. That's what it is. And I know magic, and so you should listen to me.
Well, if your magic is matters of the heart, you got it down, because since Robin left, I've been pretty lonely, and mom and dad don't really understand the art laugh, and yeah, it's really nice having y'all here in my house, even if I now have a burden of a child from my grow up. I guess I'm never doing drugs again.
Um,
Do
I don't know if drugs could lead to life.
Not particularly.
If there's a live, laugh, love poster here, nah.
give me a perception check as you look around.
$11.
On 11, you look around. There is a small little plaque, like just in cursive on the wall, with a little like heart under, but not a heart shape, like an actual. It just looks like an actual like heart that has been ripped out, and it just says "Raid, loot, fuck" on it.
Actually, in second thought, I totally want a tour. This place seems metal.
Yeah, mom and dad are pretty intense, but really sweet, you know. Like, yeah. So this is a kitchen. That's the entrails bucket from their raids. It's empty. They haven't been on a raid in a while. Yeah, let me show you. This is their room, and in the room, it's just like hay, like in a bed frame. It like, imagine like what your friend's mom house looks like, but there's just a tinge of like brutality and insanity that comes along with this house. Like the typical mom art on the wall, but it's like what Elijah described. I'm like, yeah, this is my room right here, and it's just like it looks like a fucking teenager's room with like there's like a bard poster of like a bard jamming out super hard on the
Sweet,
wall.
dude. Your room is sick.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Cool. I actually have like never had friends over at my house before. This is really cool. I've actually like never really had friends, so this is cool too. Yeah. This is my music collection, and it's just like bundles of sheet music, like yeah.
Hey, man. How do you play this on a record? It's just
What's a
paper.
record? What's a record, dude?
Oh, I forgot. You're poor.
I mean, we're all like I just play the music, and I'll just start like I'll pull out my lute and like play like the sheet music.
I mean, you don't have to keep explaining. I said that you're poor.
Just- Man, fuck you, dude. What do you? Why you jumping
Hey.
on me, man?
There's no shame in it. Just own it. Be poor.
I am poor. Yes. I am very well aware of my social standing.
Good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. Feel free to crash out wherever. Dishes. Don't put the plates in the entrail bucket. Put it in the dish bucket. Mom will be pissed if they go in there.
Heard.
Everyone, as you kind of find your own corner of the house and settle down, you know, it's the Goblin District. There's still the occasional squabble that drifts from the bar a block up. But for the most part, it's crickets, nighttime sounds. There's a soft kind of creaking. It's an older family home, so the gentle breeze that kind of picks up here in, early summer creaks the house a little bit, but in a familiar, comforting way.
You know,
Um,
where I'm from, when crickets make that noise, it's because they're slaughtering each other.
Did Tractor just pull up a sleeping bag next to Dirk's bed? He's just like,
Right, I sure did. I said this room is like real cool. This is the room I'm staying in tonight.
Dirk, I guess you are like lulled to sleep by stories of the cricket wars, as Track informs you, that do occur
totally gonna write a song about
famously,
this, dude.
like at the end of every summer harvest in the Golden Vale. Brutal, absolutely brutal on an insect scale.
Yeah, there was
Um,
like exoskeletons everywhere. Those tiny little wings that they use to like rub together. Carnage, man, carnage.
Um,
There's brutality in everything, man. You know.
It's where I first learned about it.
Mikana, as you are settling down, kind of taking stock, this has been, usually your days are filled with finding a new bar, finding a table, and trying new drinks until you can't even properly light your cigarettes. This is the most adventure and action you have seen in a long time, possibly ever, in one day. As you're settling in, what does it look like for Mikana to settle in this strange house in the Goblin District, a place where you have not spent a lot of time?
I'm kind of just like staring up at the ceiling, trying to close my eyes, but I just can't. So every time I'm like failing to drift off, I just like keep taking like another sip of wine, kind of like each time rustling, kind of tending, and then eventually I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna sit by the window and kind of just like look outside and contemplate for a little bit, because like I clearly like can't sleep. I'm too wild up.
Yeah.
There's too many things that happen, so I'm just gonna kind of go like rest by the window.
Do this, you're reaching back into your bag to take another sip, and your fingers brush against the neck of the wine bottle that you picked up in the chowder hole. Give me one more Arcana check.
7.
7. On a 7, your fingers brush against it. You look over, like on the other side of the room, Pete Beans, that blue guy's just asleep on the couch, absolutely zonked out. You wonder what he was after that you said was in your bag. I mean, he dropped it as soon as he learned he could get like a job working for the Tor family. And I think this is probably like the last sort of question that you mull over as you finally are able to soothe your thoughts and get to a point where you can get some sleep. Rupert, what does it look like for Rupert to get some sleep here in this strange place?
Rupert's knocked to go back, took a beating during the fight, needed to recover a little bit, forget that awful conversation that Dirk had about his parents blasting each other. He can't get it out of his head though. That's all he can think about.
Can't do it.
What race is Dirk Legrog?
Hobgoblins.
Oh yeah, just stinky, sweaty. Can't get it out of his head. Dirk or Rupert is still interested about this coin. He can't make anything of it. He wants to go over to Makana and see if she knows something that he doesn't.
You, Rupert, at this point, you go over. Makana's nodded off. You think that you're the last one awake in the house. I mean, sir, you can have anyone who wants to take a look at it in the morning. You don't have to make a perception check for this, as you are kind of like headed back into the space that you were in. You look up and you see a family photo on the wall. You see a picture of, like, it's Dirk's mom and dad. You see a very, very burly, same as Dirk, like red-skinned hobgoblin woman, long, like very beautiful, luxurious, kind of like wavy black hair that goes down to about her waist, massive shoulders, just like rippling biceps, just absolutely stacked. And then next to her, you see standing at about just over like 2.5 feet, her small bald gnome husband, who has like a little bit of a like curling mustache and
So
is
this is
like
like a king of queens
you can
situation.
see you can see like just like barely in the picture.
Rupert has a bottle in his hand and he just looks up and he goes, "That should have been me." Yeah, very bitterly. Yeah.
Rupert, as you go to find a place to rest, you're settling in this family home. Boards are creaking, the crickets outside. You hear a little bit of banter drift in from the bar, and as you start to finally, like, you took a pretty big hit today, and you've had days where you've seen a lot. Certainly, you've had fights at the barrel roll that have been worse than this one was. As you start to nod off, give me a perception check.
23.
Ooh.
It's hit or miss tonight.
On a 23, Rupert, you're lying there.
Yeah.
At first, it's hard to distinguish it from the crickets. But you start listening. These big rabbit ears perk up and start to focus in. And you start to hear it whispering from somewhere nearby.
Who's that?
Come to us. The Order of Taphos has need of your skill.
Does the Order of Davos mean anything to Rupert?
Order of Taphos does not ring a bell at all, Rupert. That was a high enough perception check that you can tell where this sound is come. Like, you've sort of taken off a lot of your accoutrement, including like your cloak. This sound is coming from like your kind of like, I mean, what does the bag look like that Rupert carries?
It's a satchel.
Satchel, yeah.
Yes.
This voice is coming from your satchel.
Is it the token? Can they...
Tokens, like, you're still kind of like just almost absentmindedly like fiddling with it. Tokens in your hand.
Okay. Is there some sort of investigation I can do, or some sort of
On a
check I can do
perception
to-
check, I mean, you know it's coming from the bag for sure. You can go. You don't need to make a check yet. You can go look in your bag.
All right. Rupert looks through the bag, search for the sound of the voice.
Rupert, you open the bag. As you open it, the first thing that hits you is this smell. Not bad, but strong. Like old books and like mossy rocks, almost like a room, and like an ancient library that's been overtaken by vines and other creeping things. As you look into your bag, you realize you can't see the bottom of it. What you do see in it is just what appears to be a dim light at the bottom, but the bag seems to extend like this. Your bag is not this big. Something is going on.
Let's see. So is my equipment in my bag right now, or is like, can I access my equipment right now, or
You
is
don't see any of your equipment. You just see the bag extending.
Is there any rope nearby of any kind? Because I have rope in my bag, but I apparently I can't access it.
Yeah, there's some rope nearby, just hanging up on the wall.
All right, can I? How much? How far down?
Just looks like
should
a
I-
good like 50 foot coil of rope.
All right, I'm gonna grab the rope, tie it to the heaviest thing I can find in the room, and I'm gonna try and like rappel down my bag.
Cool. You tie it to what, if you were to investigate it, you're not because you're in a hurry to get down this thing, but if you were to investigate the thing that you're tying to, it certainly looks to be some sort of like, there's a saddle on it. You see ropes and pulleys that attach to different things in the room. It's some sort of like contraption, but you tie the rope to it, and you begin to descend, Rupert, into what should be your satchel. And as you slide down this rope, next to you, echoing now, you realize like now you're in here, like you kind of, it felt like a tight fit too, sort of, but now that you're past it, it's opened up. You've got about 10 feet in any direction around you. You hear the wet drip of little rivulets of water running down the walls. A haunting, low voice drifts up from beneath you. One that almost kind of puts you in a haze, so that when your feet touch the ground at the bottom, it almost surprises you. You look around and you realize that directly in front of you is a hall, about 30 feet tall, 20 feet on either side, ancient black stone overgrown with vine and what looks like tree roots that have, from wherever they've come from, they've cracked through the blocks down here and are growing along the wall. And at the far end, a large stone door.
Okay. Rupert approaches the door.
Rupert, you approach the door. As you raise your hand, no check necessary, you can feel an arcane tingling from the other side, sends electricity down your arm and through your body. It doesn't hurt. It's almost could be considered pleasant if it wasn't so alien, and also so strange to be finding this again in your satchel. Do you open the door?
Yeah, Rupert opens the door without thinking twice about it.
Rupert, you open the door. As the door opens, a large dark chamber, huge arches. It's dimly lit in here, but you can't seem to see the source of the light. It just seems to be illuminated. No shadows are cast in the dim light of this place. unless, they're being cast directly down. Again, those vines, tree roots cover the walls, wrap around. It's a circular chamber. A large slab of black marble sits in the center, like a table. Seated around it, in small carved black thrones, you see remind me, I don't know if you have it written down. I don't think I wrote it down. How many of those little crab apples did you pick?
I think I have it in my inventory. Hold on.
I have 1, and I think Kyle has 6.
I thought it was 6.
Was it 6 or was it 5? Other possessions? No, I don't think I put it in here. I wouldn't know. I want to say it was 5, not 6.
Okay. We'll call it 5.
Uh-huh.
Canon now.
Canon. All right.
Rupert. 5 crab apples. Decrepit. Almost like so ripe that they are almost rotting. All with long, long beards that not only like go lower than that, but like flow down onto the ground. These 5 bearded crab apples look at you with piercing green eyes.
Rupert, you have been summoned by the Order of Taphos. There are things we require your assistance to achieve. Are you willing to offer that assistance?
Assistance for what?
Into the room fully.
Tell me what I'll be helping out with before I enter.
Give me a little persuasion check right now. Or it can be intimidation too. Whichever one you want.
I rolled a 21. I'll go with that with perception. No, sorry. It should have
Persuasion?
been persuasion. So what was my persuasion bonus was 1. I rolled a 17, so 18.
Okay, cool.
I'll go with that. Is that cool? All right.
Yeah. On an 18, one of the other bearded crab apples speaks up.
I told you he's too particular. He won't be willing to offer the type of services we require. Tell us, Rupert Thelolal, what are your deepest desires?
Freedom. Independence from Amaleth. Is that what you can promise me?
Let me confer.
You see all the apples start to turn to each other and murmur, and the murmurs, you can't make out the words of them, but they begin to rise almost like a cyclical chant in this space, and then stop. The first crab apple to address you does so once again.
We can provide you with freedom from the archdemon Amaloth if you will offer us your services to obtain an object of great importance.
Tell me more about this object.
Another apple speaks up.
Tell us, Rupert, are you familiar with the Seer's Tower?
In Chicago?
I'm not aware of a Chicago anywhere. I'm not sure.
It just came to me. I'm speaking in tongues. Forget that.
Go ahead and make me a history check real quick.
16.
Cool. On a 16, yeah, Rupert, you have heard of the Seer's Tower. Seer, two E's,
Oh, shit,
S-E-E-R.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are.
No, it's fine. It's a common mistake. People make it all the time.
Right. I imagine that's
The
the case.
Seer's Tower is it's an arcane relic. I mean, it's one of the largest towers or structures in the city of Gavere. It is stands alone in some of the further flung fields of the Golden Vale. According to history, though, basically it's like, an old abandoned tower. No one lives there. It's kind of run down. It's almost preserved for historical purposes. I mean, a lot of it, I will actually say, like the Tor family, Trax family being one of the wealthier, if not the wealthiest family in the Golden Vale, for purposes of like historical preservation and such, they already own a lot of the farmland in the Golden Vale anyway, but this is on their property. And no one actually really grows anything there. I mean, for miles in any direction, it's just kind of like wild grasses, wheats, barley grow, but no one tends these fields. The only thing of note about this tower is that it's, again, probably the biggest structure in Gavere.
What's
Yeah.
there at the tower?
An artifact of great significance to the Order of Taphos lies at the topmost peak of this tower. If you swear to obtain the item and bring it here to us, we can offer you not only protection, but even in this instant, absolution from the archdemon herself.
You're promising me protection from an infernal beast. I'm supposed to take that on faith?
Rupert, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
13.
On a 13, you feel almost like a vice. Your brain is gripped in it. The intensity of it so much that you have no choice but to drop to your knees, and you feel your own hand, go into your cloak, pull out. Does Rupert carry any daggers?
I have a rapier. I don't think. Actually, do I have a dagger? Yeah, I have daggers. I have daggers in the bag, but not my cloak. Not on me. Oh, I have a rapier on me.
Okay, cool. You draw the rapier, and you fully extended. You uncontrollable. You are now holding your own rapier. The point just barely touching your throat, and you realize you have no control over what happens next. One of the other apples speaks.
You dare to question the Order of Taphos?
Rupert defiantly says, I do. You need me more than I need you.
Give me one more persuasion check with advantage.
17.
On a 17, you feel The muscles in your arm relax, the point no longer digging into your neck. As it goes back down to your side, there's still somewhat of a grit, like you feel a contraction in your head, and you almost feel like something pressing down, like you can't rise off your knees, but at the moment there's no more sword point at your throat. The fifth and final crabapple speaks up. He asks us justly. We should perhaps give him an example.
So be it.
Rupert,
Mm-hmm.
you hear a sound almost like the crackling of fire, and then a snap with it, the strong smell of sulfur. You see a little sparks in the middle, and that little telegram imp that had showed up on the road earlier, Emelhoff, appears all of a sudden in the center of the room.
Hey, what the fuck? Hey, what's going on here? Where the fuck am I? Hey, Hey, Rupert. Hey, what's going on here? What is this? What the fuck is this?
You tricked me.
I was at my kid's birthday party. What am I? I got it.
Tricked me into accepting an
Hey,
appearance before Emerald
no. You signed the.
under false pretenses.
Rupert, are you telling us that you were deceived by this servant of the
Aye.
Underfire?
I was.
And what, fellow students of the arcane, do we do to those that deceive in this sacred hall?
You hear all of them in unison. Rupert.
Death. Hey, what do you mean, what the fuck? Oh, God!
And you see just imploding in a ring of viscera and gore, just Emelhoff is absolutely annihilated on the center of the table.
I had questions to ask him. Why did you do that?
What questions would you have asked this servant, Rupert Thelevlaw?
What are Ameloth's
Real
intentions
quick.
with me? Yeah.
Shout out to Guild Superior with the raiding party of 24.
Oh yeah, shout out to the raiding party. Welcome to the Dark Wizard Conclave that's happening in the bag of our Harengon Rogue.
Yeah.
Very well. A reasonable question. How you see the blood on the floor from Emelhoff begins to gather together on the table and begins to spell out a word. And the word is just jealousy. Have you another question to ask of the imp?
What can the imp tell me about Ameloth's whereabouts?
You see again the blood begins to move on the floor in patterns as it streams together and forms a new word. It just says, actually, let me look up the name because we're so new to this campaign. I want to make sure that I know my own names for places. You see, it just says Shariv. which you know is the Underfire, the infernal realm beneath the sewers in Gavere.
Can I ask more questions? Can Rupert ask more questions?
The blood begins to run dry, my young rabbit friend. We can perhaps coax one more answer from it before there is naught but dust.
I don't have any more questions for the imp. Tell me more about the artifact.
There is nothing to tell you of the artifact, Rupert, for we ourselves know precious little, only that we require it for our own liberation. Tell us, are you not satisfied with our show of force?
I need to know where I'm going, what I'm getting, and how it's going to liberate you from what. You're being very vague.
We believe that in this tower lies an artifact that will free us from the confines of this chamber. For you see, Rupert, while we were given life by your careless actions, when we were thrust into this bag, though our power be great, we were anchored here and shall be anchored until the end of our days, unless we can find the god.
Fair enough. I accept.
So it is done, Rupert. If you need us, you need only ask. Your possessions are returned to you. Rupert, you are back outside the bag, standing next to your satchel. Coil of rope is still going to, but it's like now a coil of rope that's just sort of piled up on top of your stuff. The bottom is back on the bag. Rope is still anchored where you left it. It is still nighttime. Almost as if like no time has gone by at all.
Yeah. Rupert's ready for a long rest.
I would imagine so. Rupert, you lay down for your long rest. That is the long rest for the whole group. You all rise on the following morning. What are you all getting up to?
Man, Tractor,
Ditto.
I could not stop dreaming about crickets, man. What the fuck?
I get it, but
God, I have to make a note about the cricket wars.
we really have to go into how the 10-day war really affected the overall economy of the hatchback crickets, because the Domingos were brutal, and I don't think any of the actual people who witnessed it really recovered. My mom hasn't been the same since.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
It's okay. She had beautiful hair before, but now it's just shambles.
Oh, rough. My mom has. Let me show you the family portrait. My mom has beautiful fucking hair, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, Trek, you see
You
the
better-
same. It's the same portrait that, like, again, like little gnome dad, barely in the picture, bald head, like little curled black mustache, and just like honestly, just an absolute statuesque hobgoblin woman. muscles like an
Uh,
Amazonian, long black hair.
That's Diana. That's Mom, and then that's my dad Donald. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Dirk. On the way to the bathroom last night, I totally rubbed one out to this picture, so we're well
Whoa,
acquainted.
man! Whoa.
Hey, look, I just
Holy shit,
Pete Beans
brother.
is in there. Listen, I just came in. If we're
and it
starting
was
on
to
the
your
same
mom and
thread
your
that we
dad,
were,
just to be clear.
I wandered into the wrong room downstairs after I woke up, and I saw things I can't unsee. Now I'm hearing this. Listen, I just track if the office still up. I mean, I don't know if I need an introduction or just a letter from you. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get out of the district. They're gonna be looking for me. I mean, I gotta get to the Golden Veil, like ASAP.
No worries. I'll just write you a note, and my mom would be like, real cool about it.
Great. Yeah, cool. I love to be like a 38-year-old man, just showing up on someone's doorstep, handing their mom a note, and being like, "Hey,
Oh,
let me
she'll love
work
it.
for you." Okay.
She's
All right.
She eats
Yeah.
that
Well,
shit
you used
up
to be a
Yeah.
cop, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just fucking bust down people's doors.
Hey,
or
listen.
with notes,
I
like
did-
literally with notes. You're just like, here's a note. I'm like,
While I appreciate you might have your own thing with the police, I am a federal officer of the city of Gavere, an enforcer, if you will. Listen, I get it. I get the hate
Oh,
for
so
cops.
a bourgeois fucking pig. All right.
Okay.
You still
all right.
busted down people's doors, right?
Yeah,
But-
okay, I get it. Yeah, so I'm what, crispy pork belly instead of bacon. I'm a notch up. Glaze me with hoisin sauce, maybe. Fucking get over it. Hey, you know what? I'm not anymore. I gotta quit now. I gotta quit there. They're gonna be after my fucking head if you don't give me this note.
no worries. I always keep a signed, like, and notarized piece of document on me because royalty and stuff. So all I gotta do is sign
That's
my
very
damn hand kick.
Very professional. Okay. Again,
It's basically like a get out of jail free card for you. So here you go.
yeah. No, I
Don't
feel
waste it.
like it's hard for me not to adopt a tone that sounds insincere, but I have to say once again, I am very grateful for this note and my 11 kids and my beautiful darling wife. All thank you very much.
Since you're gonna be working in the field, just a warning. When the crickets stop singing at night, you should be inside.
Great. Fantastic. That's not ominous at all. I'm sure I'm going to love my new job. I'm going to, and Pete Beans is just kind of like walking out of the room with the note.
Well, now that that's happened, I really want some bacon. I think there's some in the.
Yeah,
the
that
ice
poison
box in
sauce
the
comment
kitchen.
was really smart. Do you have any of that? We should totally,
Have you guys tried
we're-
this thing that poor people eat called spam? I'd go for that.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
it's
had
like-
that?
Oh, I love it. It's my
Never.
favorite thing.
I'm down.
Dirk's gonna
I've always
find
been
like
interested.
congealed ham in a slop
The
bucket
establishment
and-
of both popular food products and fast food chains is getting out of hand. If we canonize like 2 of these things per session, we're going to be in over our heads by like session 6.
Hopefully, we get a sponsor.
Yeah, cool. I mean, hey, Spam, if you're watching, do you
Oh,
grill
yeah.
that stuff up? It's delicious.
And we know that you're
it's
watching.
so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's crispy. It's yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Dirk like puts together a like porridge and with a little bit of bacon and eggs and stuff together for everybody from what is in there, and like sits in their living room, and I'm like, all right, well, like, y'all, we're kind of back at square one. I mean, I was super badass last night. I'm not gonna like pretend I wasn't, because I was, but like, we're not any closer to getting my songbook back. I don't even know where to start really anymore. Like, does anyone have any thoughts or ideas?
I'm sorry, I got lost at bacon.
Well, we lost the nymphs because I was chasing down your son. We could head back up there, but I think maybe we just head the general direction of the Vale and see what we can find. Maybe head towards Nisette. I'm not sure.
What she said.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, I'm ready. My eyes aren't swollen anymore, which is great. Yeah.
They look
Whatever
beautiful,
y'all need,
man.
like. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. You're so kind. You're so kind. Yeah. Whatever you need. I think there's some there's probably some stuff around you can take if you want. Like, just look around and then let's start moseying.
Tractor kind of wants to rummage and maybe pillage.
Yeah. You give me. You're kind of like looking around for stuff. Give me an investigation check as you ransack Dirk's parents' house.
Whoa, man! What the fuck, dude?
What? Are you against orc culture?
Man, we're like a hop, skip, jump from the same species, bro. Like, I wouldn't be like that.
Well, I've like no information about hobgoblins, but it seems.
Well, then it sounds like you're against hobgoblin culture, dude.
No, I just assumed that we have similar understandings that you don't leave a person's house without raiding it. I mean, that's just how we do things. It's rude if you don't, right?
Oh, so like I cook you dinner and then I cook you breakfast and then we have a beautiful night talking about cricket lore and then you just destroy my house, bro. Like what, like I gotta clean. My parents are gonna kill me, man.
My bad. I misunderstood the situation. Sometimes I'm a little socially awkward, but like you said before, like that's just conspiracy theories about yourself. And it totally got me in that moment. So I
Hey.
apologize.
Hey, apology accepted, bro. And Dirk's gonna like go in for a hug, like, and just be like, "It's all good, dude. That's all that matters. Just apologizing."
Dirk, as you go in for this hug, out of the corner of your eye, you catch sight of another one of your mom's signs, just kind of like a little plaque above the doorway in the room that just says "Bless this mess."
I fucking hate that sign, dude.
I wasn't gonna say because it felt a little contradictory to what you just like put your foot down about. But you know what? It's all good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go outside and tune my loot, and y'all can just if you find anything and you want to take it, just like make sure it's not messy.
I know what you mean. I tuned my loot last night.
Let's have a loot off. I didn't know you had a loot, dude. Let's play loot together sometime. That's awesome.
Oh man, I'm so down to loot off with you.
Oh, I just want to like pluck my loot. Like that's great, dude. All right, well I'm gonna go outside and tune it, and Dirk's gonna pull out his loot and start tuning it while he's walking outside.
Great. As you're all getting this sorted out, and the morning starts to stretch on towards what will be the afternoon if you don't get a move on. Mikana and Rupert, you find Track and Dirk outside having a loot off. What is the party doing from here, from this place? You headed to Nisette? Just sort of hoping to figure it out along the way?
All right, now that I know what a loot actually is, it makes a lot more sense.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, yeah, Rupert, Mikano, like, which way should we go?
The dancers were definitely getting their ass out of this goblin district and are heading back to Nisette. I say that we start to head through Old Town and head our way there or to the Golden Vale.
I can abide that. We can do that.
Just gonna start moseying.
Okay.
Sounds good.
That is, I think we might, just for convenience. I mean, that's because it is going to take. Again, like if you're looking at the map, unfortunately, I don't have the map up. We can't put it in stream. We'll have it there. We'll have it there next time, so we can clip to it and it makes sense. Where you're coming from in Urks to get kind of to that crux where the Golden Veil and Niset meet, which is also where the main entrance to, like, the main gate to Niset is, that you would have to enter through. You're looking at about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 hours of travel, like about a half day or so going through Old Town. Yeah, there's not really, that's certainly the quickest way to get there, and there's not really any reason to not go the quickest way. The only thing that I will say is you do have the knowledge that, like, enforcers, you know, after Enforcer Bean's confession that they weren't there to arrest you for soliciting drugs from him, but rather to obtain something of apparently enormous value from Mikana, enough so to get an entire team of enforcers there, you might want to keep a low profile, just in case. Like, if an enforcer team like that came to Urks, then chances are they're in other places too. So, what
Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
We could go through the lantern fields. But that will probably slow us down.
Yeah, anyone that wants to can give me kind of like a history check, and we'll call this, it's basically like a cultural check to see if you're trying to, like, what the best way to keep a low profile would be.
Hey guys, so like I just got a 21,
15.
19, but with 2 for history, and luckily I know everything about this shit.
Okay, on a 21, you have a couple options. One option is you could actually go to back to the sewer district, and make it through most of Old Town, but passing through the sewer district where there are not going to be really any enforcers. It's not a place that they ever go, or are even willing to be seen. You would be able to pass through most of Old Town and then emerge just a couple hours from the entrance to Niset at the border of the Golden Veil. Your other option would be to take to the Southern River that runs, like, between the Salt Forge and Ix, and actually use the river to get to kind of, like, there's that lake at the edges of the Golden Veil, to kind of, like, follow the river down to there and then walk from the Golden Veil to Niset. Those would be your two, but both would be equally, you run less risk of getting spotted by enforcers.
So we can either go by swamp or by river, and I know it's a tough choice, but we gotta make one.
I go river, but we don't really have a boat, so we would just have to be along the shoreline, correct?
I do like the fish.
How deep's the water across the river?
Unless we steal a boat.
I'm always down for stealing some nautical gear.
Yeah, I mean, a swamp sounds infinitely worse to me, personally. So, yeah, I mean, fuck it.
I believe I said
mean,
sewer.
Oh, I heard swamp. My bad.
It's all right. I have an
That sounds
accent.
infinitely worse.
Yeah. Well, we went through the sewer before. It wasn't too bad. You know, I kind of liked it.
Oh wow, Dirk is into some freaky shit.
Yeah, bro. I like
Hey,
all
no
the
judge.
freaky shit, dude. Yeah, bro. Totally. You could see a visible, like, Dirk is just trying to be really cool right now. Like, he's trying to, like, he thinks Tractor's sick, and he's like, yeah, totally, man. Totally, dude. And he's like, eyes are like, I like to be in bed by 9 p.m. And that's his thought.
As you,
We're gonna have to-
everyone in the room except for Dirk, give me a perception check real quick.
I got a 1.
I got a 6.
I got
so-
20.
On a 20, no one else notices it. It's it's a little bit cluttered in here after a track you started like ransacking the place to look for. Makana, as Dirk says this to you and is kind of leaning back casually, you can see that he is leaning on what is like clearly a saddle with a bunch of harnesses attached to it and just a dildo strongly mounted on the center of the saddle.
Hey, what's that, man?
Oh,
Is that yours?
Um,
Or is that your mom?
That's
No,
some
no.
sick
I mean, he
workout
looks at Tractor,
equipment.
goes, I mean, yeah.
Makana,
that's
on the bottom, you
totally
see
mine.
just like etched into it, like a little embossing, like would be someone's name. You just see, the name Donald LeGrog.
Damn.
Okay. So I guess that's like a war heirloom kind of thing that your dad uses. That's from war and conquest. I'm assuming.
I bet that penetrated a lot of guys
From
back
war.
in the day. For war.
Sean, you're muted.
Oh, Dirk is profusely sweating while trying to cover it with the sheet, and he's like, "Yeah, totally, dude. Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like right now. Let's go right now."
What was the final decision to head for the sewers or the river?
I think it's unanimous for the river.
Okay.
Well, except for Dirk.
You are all headed to the river. The last thing that this is actually, we're smash cut. You're at the river. You're like gonna go have to figure out a boat. That is where we're going to start next session. The last thing that is going to happen this session, Dirk, on that walk to the river, you're wearing that ring that Rupert gave you. I do need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
This is just, I have a +0 to wisdom, so. Oh no, that's a natural 1.
Okay.
He's dumb.
On a natural 1, we will find out what happens at the beginning of the next session.
Fuck.
Come on,
Oh,
American
right.
Idol cliffhanger.
But I will say this. You're all kind of like at the docks getting ready to get a boat. Who's taking the lead on this to sort of like get everyone to like who's leading the party?
Are there any boats left unattended, or would be?
I don't think we're there yet. I think we're
Not
just
there?
like walking over there.
Oh, we're walking over there.
Yeah, you're headed towards the docks. At the beginning of the next session, you'll be able to like look around and see. But tell me
Alright.
who is leading the group?
I will be.
Okay, cool. Makana, you're leading the group to you kind of arrive, like, here's your port. You can either, like, look into getting someone to, you can look into hiring a guide to take you downriver. You can look into getting your own boat. You can look into stealing one. This is the place to do it. So you're kind of, like, perched at this pier on the river. You look back and you see, Virginia in her shell on Tractor's back. You've got, God, what did we call Gurk, Glop, Gunk. Yeah, that little slime thing. In your tube, you see Rupert. And then you look back, and where Dirk should be, you just see a large goose. And that is where we are going to end the session.
Oh no.
Thanks everyone for watching. This was our first Tuesday stream of our new campaign, City of Fortunes. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and we'll be back next Tuesday. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.